Guys, I'm Mariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe down below before you leave, and you can go ahead and hit the post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you're new to my channel, I do a lot of beauty related content such as makeup trends, makeup tutorials, eyeshadow, that type of stuff. I also have a series called Netflix and Makeup as well, where I talk about and go over my opinion and explanation of Netflix movies and shows that are trending as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, definitely stick around and subscribe. Today's video, I'm going to be recreating the makeup look in the new Cardi B Up music video. So I actually saw the video for the first time yesterday, and at this point it's been out for 4 days, and I really wanted to recreate one of the makeup looks that I saw, and the one that I actually really liked and that I actually feel like would look good on me is the one where she is wearing this kind of seafoam green and gold kind of top, and she has like this mint green eyeshadow on, and she looks really good. And this is like her coming out of a clam, and there's a lot of explicit stuff going on. It was kind of hard to get these screenshots to be clean and PG, okay? If you haven't heard this song before, it is pretty good, and the visuals in the music video are really interesting. I like the vibes, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and try to recreate this look. I feel like when I do makeup, I always go for a more natural type of look, and I never like actually go for a full beat. Today I'm actually gonna go ahead and do the whole thing. I already prepped my skin with moisturizer. I'm gonna go ahead and prime. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer, and I'm gonna be using a good amount on my whole entire face. I actually gave myself a facial last night, and my skin is feeling really smooth and soft. My reaction to this music video, I actually watched the behind the scenes video before I watched the actual music video, and I actually went into it looking for a makeup look to recreate because Cardi B's makeup is always on point, and I've always wanted to recreate one of her looks. She's definitely an inspiration. There's like a fuzzy in my hair. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Tarte Face Tape in the shade Tan Deep Sand. So the behind the scenes is like the choreography and all of the setup and the behind the scenes, which is always really cool to watch. They said that all of the looks and the fashion was just kind of random and basically just aesthetic, and I definitely saw that. The opening scene with the cemetery, I felt like that was so cute. Everything on it was like so aesthetically pleasing, and I loved it. And I really did love all of the visuals, especially what she was wearing in this makeup look that I am trying to create right now. I love all things gold, and I feel like the whole outfit. And then this shot right here, like all of her jewelry and her hand jewelry, I was like, I'm obsessed. I'm gonna go ahead and blend out this foundation with my foundation brush. I'm gonna try to keep the coverage as full as possible, and I'm not going to really blend it out, but like blend it in. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the coverage that's going on right now. Concealer, I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Beige. This is a really full coverage concealer that isn't like really mattifying or drying. I'm going to put this in all of the areas that I want to highlight. She always has like a flawless full coverage base. When I was actually watching the behind the scenes, she kind of looked a little bit different in her face, and a lot of people in the comments were like, girl, chill on the fillers. And that's initially what I thought, but I feel like her face just looked a little swollen with no makeup on, and like she looked fine before, but I don't know, I don't care to comment on that kind of stuff. Like, do what you gotta do what you want to do. But then when she put on makeup, she looked like herself again, which is funny. So I'm just blending this out with my foundation brush from Wet n Wild, and like I said, I'm blending it in and not out, just to make sure that the coverage stays where I placed it. I'm giving myself a little facelift here, up here by my temples. I feel like I haven't beat my face like full coverage in so long. But like I said, Cardi B always looks so good. Her Her makeup artist is amazing. I feel like a lot of celebrity makeup looks are just like always kind of like playing it safe, and like sometimes they just don't really implement any beauty trends. See a lot of like colors in her eyeshadow looks, and just like there's a lot of diversity in her makeup, and I really like it, and it's just like really inspiring. Like with Ariana Grande's Grammy look, when she wore that gray dress, her makeup was like, it was nice, and a lot of people recreated it. I think I recreated it too, but it was just like, it was just like a regular kind of natural looking eye with like a wing. Like I probably wore that look to school every freaking day. But I feel like Cardi B's makeup artists are not afraid to go for color. But I feel like I am seeing a lot of like more trends that are going around on celebrity makeup looks, especially, I mean, in music videos and stuff, definitely, but at like shows and like in person and on TV when you see them, not so much. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose and try to make it look as snatched as possible, because that's what I see going on here in this makeup look with this clam. This, is it a clam? I mean, what else would it be? It's a clam, right? I'm just gonna blend that in with my eyebrow. I was excited to do this look because I thought it was pretty simple, but it still looked really good, and the part that I really wanted to nail was the face, so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with the Airspun translucent powder. Her face doesn't really look dewy to me. It does look more on the matte side. It still looks like a nice like porcelain skin finish, but not really like high shine or like dewy or wet. So I'm just gonna set my under eyes right here, and then around my mouth area, and then I'm gonna go in on the rest of my face and kind of add a layer of coverage with this powder. So for bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Caramel Cutie, and I'm just going to go over the bronzer that I have already just to make it a little bit more there. So I'm going to keep the bronzer right here in this temple area, and I'm not going to bring it down too far. I'm just going to like add some color, some shading, and some coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to further snatch my nose with this powder bronzer, and hopefully this doesn't turn out too stupid. I'm trying to keep the lines on the top of my nose as opposed to this side of my nose, but this brush is just a little bit too big for that. Okay, I think I did what I was trying to do. Oh, look at me. I'm just gonna take my powder brush and just pat it so I can kind of soften it up without blending it out so it will stay snatched. Alright, so she looks like she has like a pinkish blush going on. Yeah, I'm gonna take my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Feisty, which is kind of like a dark, kind of deepish pink. And I'm gonna put that right where I put my bronzer and bring it down, because her blush looks like it's going like this with the bronzer, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Do the same thing on this side. So I'm gonna like keep it in my temple area and then just like bring it down and kind of like slightly shape my face with it as well. And then just like blend out the edges. I'm going to concentrate most of the color like right here. So like kind of like my temples, but like a little bit down. Also not going to bring it too far close to like the side of my nose. Doesn't look like she has any blush on her nose, so I'm going to not do that, even though I want to. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. So since her hair is blonde and her eyebrows are a little bit lighter than usual because her hair is blonde, I'm going to go in with a light brown pomade, what I use when I kind of want to make my brows a little bit lighter. So I'm going in with the NYX Tame Frame brow pomade in the shade Chocolate. I'm not going to show you what the pomade looks like because it's embarrassing. I feel like I haven't used pomade in the longest time. I only use brow pencils now, because who has time for pomade anymore? I also did my eyebrows yesterday, so I'm excited. Cardi B's brows are really interesting. They're like really just, they're like short and they kind of have like the smallest little arch, and they're really skinny. So like, I think I lost already. Also, this makeup look, her brows seem to be feathered, right? And my brows just, they can't do it. They do not have that capability. I have not unlocked that level. I'm just gonna kind of do them as I normally do, I guess. And I can try and make them a little bit thinner than they are and see what happens. I actually have also found that when I was recreating other people's makeup looks, sometimes I kind of try to make their features match up with my features. So I would like change my brow shape. For example, when I was doing Ariana Grande's Grammy makeup look, I kind of tried to make my brows similar to hers, and that actually did not look good on me. So I decided from then on, when I recreate makeup looks, I'm going to keep my features how they are so that the makeup look will look good on me. I have seen a whole bunch of people like shapeshift into celebrities using makeup. I think that's so cool, but I don't think so. This one guy on TikTok, and he's always transforming into Lady Gaga, and he looks so much like her. It's crazy. And she looks so good. He looks, she looks, they look so good when he is her. So I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my brows using my foundation on the top, and then I will use concealer on the bottom. So I'm kind of just cleaning up the top and making it really like sharp and crispy brows, and also gonna try to make them a little bit thinner. So moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer to go ahead and carve out the under part of my brows and also prime my lids at the same time. This is actually going to create a really good base for the eyeshadow since we are going pretty light with the color. Go ahead and carve out my brows. And then I'm just going to bring the concealer down onto my lid. And I'm going to blend that out later. Same thing to the other side and try to make sure that they are symmetrical. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush and go ahead and buff this out, blend it in, and create a really nice smooth canvas for the eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the eyes. The first thing I'm going to do is go in with this chocolate bar palette from Too Faced. And I'm going to be using these brown tones just to create like the upper crease area. So the cut crease she has going on, like with the brown colors, they're not that dark. Going in with this shade Semi Sweet right here, and I'm going to put that on my crease. And I'm going to take it a little bit higher than my crease and just like pack the shadow on with this flat compact brush to get it as pigmented as possible. And I'm also going to wing it out just a little bit. I look like Cardi B already. And then I'm just going to flip the brush over to the side and just like buff out the upper edge so I can blend the next shade easier. I'm going to pack on your dark shade first and then go up and go lighter from there. Alright, so we have this crease going on. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to start, like I said, above my actual crease, and I'm just going to pack this brown on in a crease kind of outline. And then wing it out a little bit. And then buff out the edges. Okay, so now that we have the crease going on, I'm going to go ahead and lighten it up toward the top. So I'm going to be going in with these two shades, this kind of light brown shade, and I'm going to mix it in with this peach shade to make it a little bit lighter. And I'm just going to apply it with the brush to the side and just like buff it in to that kind of blurred area we created and just drag it upwards. So I want like the concentration of the pigments to be where the two shadows meet, and then as it goes up you're going to be able to see the color of the second shade. And then I'm also going to extend the wing with this second shade. Look how easily that blended. That looks so good. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm also going to bring this front piece up into my eyebrow and blend it into the brow. Also kind of into the nose contour as well, just to make sure that everything is flowing really nicely. Also leaving the piece, like the brow bone, right under the arch of the brow blank, because we want that highlight to stay there. So I'm not bringing the shadow up there. I'm gonna leave that part open. At this point I do have some fallout on my face, so I'm gonna take my powder brush and I'm just gonna like flick it away. So I'm like barely touching my face and I'm just like dusting away the excess powder that fell on my face. I feel like we have a good cut crease base to go off of, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my L'Oreal Infallible concealer again and go ahead and cut the crease and prep it for the mint green shade. I'm taking a really small concealer brush and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of follow my crease, but I'm also gonna start a little bit more toward the inside of my eye. So this is where my eyelid actually starts, but I'm going to start a little bit more on the side of my nose to open up my eye, because that is what she has going on, and I feel like this is kind of cut crease that Cardi B always does. Also taking it higher than my actual crease to really open up my eye. So if you have hooded eyes and you're trying to do a cut crease, just take the cut crease higher than your lid and then you'll be able to see everything. So I'm just like following my natural crease and then just kind of outlining the crease right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and fill in the whole entire lid with the concealer. Also, Cardi B's eyeliner actually connects to the end of this kind of shape that we have going on, so I'm not going to take the wing out too far. And I'm literally just filling everything in. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side and kind of hopefully make it symmetrical. And then just fill it in. The key to doing like cut creases is you just want to make sure that the line that you're creating when you're cutting the crease on the top is as clean as possible, and then the rest you don't have to worry about. Okay, so now that I have both of them filled in, I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush and I'm just going to pat and just go over the concealer on my lid just to make sure that everything is nice and even, so that when I put the shadow on it's not patchy. I'm trying not to touch that top line that I created because then that's just gonna like blend it out and blur it out, and we want like a really nice clean line. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the color. So I'm gonna be taking my Beauty Glazed color board palette that I got from Amazon, and I'm gonna be going in with this green palette here. So to create this mint green shade I actually have to mix some colors together. So I think I'm going to be mixing this like seafoam green shade with some yellow and also this green shade as well. So I think I have something pretty similar to what she used in the photo. I use a lot of white in it too to make it a little bit more pastel. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying it to my eyes. So I'm just mixing these three shades together, and then at the end I'm going to put the white on it. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pack it onto my lid and just like fill in that area that we created here. And as I go, I'm just like adding a little bit more of one shade that I feel like it needs. This is looking a little bit too green, so I'm going to take the white and just like put it on top to make it a little bit more pastel. So this is all just like a coloring game right now. I feel like that looks pretty good. All right, this looks a little bit greener than she has. This is looking pretty good. I still think it needs to be a little bit more pastel, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up both of these eyes and just fill them in with this shade, and I'll be right back. Filled in the green on both eyes, and this is the best that I could do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some liner because she always has that top liner on. I'm using this dragon liner from Qveen Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna quickly just draw on a wing. And I'm going to connect the outside of the wing and kind of curve it up to get that kind of doll look. And just like connect it with where the cut crease meets the green. And then I'm going to make it really curvy instead of like straight. Alright, they're not symmetrical, but that's okay. My concealer brush and some leftover foundation, and go ahead and clean up the outer corner. Also with some concealer, and kind of try to make them symmetrical. And I'm kind of swooping it up because her eyeshadow is going like that. And I'm going to blend it out and kind of match it with whatever's going on the bottom. And just like clean up under the wing. Where the rest of that green is. And then again, blending it out with my Real Techniques brush. Alright, I think this is it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some mascara and some lashes. I'll come back with the lips and then we'll be done. Okay, I'm back. There's a lot of noise outside. I apologize, but this video is almost over. So I went ahead and applied some lashes, and I also just put a little bit of waterline liner on my waterline lower liner. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the lips, and then we'll basically be done. So I'm gonna go in with my NYX lip liner in the shade Toast, and also this Beauty Vault lip liner in the shade Kozy Kira. She has kind of like a reddish nude pout going on, and also some lip gloss, so I'm going to try to get the same shade as well. So I just kind of mixed those two lip liners together, and I also had Vaseline on my lips, so I am happy with this. The last thing I'm going to do is put some highlight on my nose, and then we'll be done. Okay, this is the final look. This is Cardi B, and this is me. So I feel like it looks really cute, and I like how it looks on me. I like this lip combo with this eyeshadow look, although I feel like the eyeshadow is not the same color, but the base though, I feel like it is very flawless, and I feel like I did a good job. Don't look like Cardi B, but the makeup look. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I actually really do like this, and I think it looks cute, okay? I'm proud of myself. So guys, that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe down below before you leave. All the products that I use will be in the description box down below. If you would like to, you can go ahead and follow me on my social medias, which will also be in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up as well. It really does help me out. If you haven't seen the Cardi B music video, definitely go check it out. Don't watch it around your children. If you have any other video suggestions you'd like to see from me, please let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!